Hey guys, Blue here, and welcome to Sonic Project Survival. So this is a game that I was a beta tester for, and as the worst beta tester in the world, I literally haven't played a single build of this before Sage. Well, actually, I did play like a little bit of a pre-Sage build, which I guess I could have played off before, but, you know, I decided to just go with the actual public release because, you know, first off, you guys will be able to experience the same thing as me, and I just want to show it off so you guys know exactly what's the most up-to-date version is. So, Sonic Project Survival, we're just dropped right into the hub world right here for Riverside Park, I think that's what it's called. So yeah, it just says welcome here, and it has arrows pointing over to the stages. So, what I really like about this whole thing in a hub world is that when it comes to Sonic hub worlds, I love the hub worlds that especially let you platform and just like let you explore around, you know, that kind of stuff. It kind of reminds me of Unleashed when it had those stage gates and you were able to like light dash and like wall jump and all that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff when it comes to hub worlds. And I just wish it would be more like that, because personally I feel like Unleashed hub worlds were probably the best Sonic hub worlds that we've ever had in the Sonic games. But only my opinion. Let's talk to Tails. Sonic, am I glad to see you? Did you see Robotnik heading here? I wonder what brings him here. Whatever it is, it can't be good. That is true. It's always Eggman. So, we're going to go right into Act 1, guys. Now, just to remind you guys won't actually start off in the hub world. I actually played the demo before, and that's how I immediately got launched into it. But yeah, you guys will start off automatically in Act 1. Just to remind you guys. So, here we go. Riverside Park Zone. So, one thing I have to say about this game already is that I love the soundtrack for it. I don't remember the person who's actually making the music for it, but I love it because of the guitars, the like guitars in the song itself. I really love that, and it's just so Sonic overall. You know, I love the fact that, you know, even games like Sonic Mania and stuff like that are kind of bringing back this whole Sonic CD kind of feel of like all the funky and kind of jazz kind of synths and all that kind of stuff. But one thing I really do love about the adventure games was that it had this strong emphasis on guitars and rock, and I feel like that's so Sonic. That has such the Sonic attitude, just the high-paced speed and all that kind of stuff. So that's one thing I really did like about guitars in Sonic. And you know, they've kind of taken a backseat in terms of the games now because you don't really hear them anymore because Sega prefers to go with a more orchestral sound nowadays. But you know, I'm alright with that, I guess. You know, it still has some pretty nice tracks like an Unleash and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to Sonic overall, I love guitars. I love the sound of it. It's just so Sonic. It has that attitude from the classic days, and just it summarizes him so well. So I really do love this soundtrack for bringing back the guitars overall, you know. And speaking of the setting, actually, I hear like some people don't actually like the setting, that, you know, the forest park setting is something they haven't seen before. But for me, I feel like it's kind of unique in a way. Like maybe some other Sonic fan game has done this whole park thing, but you know, I really do like it because it's different from the classics, you know, because I'm tired of Green Hill rehashes all the time, you know. There's always got to be that one fan game or whatever that has like Green Hill Act 5, you know, and I'm kind of tired of that because, you know, it's not that original, guys. Once you actually have your own setting and kind of own original setting, you're able to play around with the gimmicks of the stage, kind of able to just fit it around to your liking. You know, that's what I really like about original settings, because you can do whatever you want with it. Plus, I kind of like it because the look of this doesn't feel like something I've seen before. It has more of this like natural landscape, kind of like the natural parks, you know, like those national parks. So it's kind of like Yellowstone and that shit, you know, where you see the mountains and the lakes and all that kind of stuff. And I really do like that. And you guys only saw that for like a split second, but I actually do like the log riding as well. It's like a really interesting way of getting around. Oh, here's Amy. I actually did not notice that. Oh, she looks adorable. All right. Don't worry about silly old Eggy. I know you can take him down. But just in case you need help, I'll crack that egg with my hammer. Okay, well, that was Amy. So yeah, that's one thing I actually didn't see in the Sage build, the pre-Sage build, actually. It's the talking to characters. But But yeah, in terms of this, now I'm gonna talk about the actual gameplay itself. So I mean, the gameplay itself is a classic Sonic game. There's nothing really new about it. There's no boost. There's no crazy homing attack. It's basically classic Sonic. And in terms of classic Sonic sprite, I feel like he's a combination of Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. It's hold on, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a bit, but it's especially when Sonic is doing his almost running animation, like when he's gonna transition into his running. Hold on, I gotta get a bubble. But yeah, look at that. I don't know what it is, but when Sonic is like doing that whole speeding up animation, he reminds me a lot of Sonic 3 Sonic. Like, a lot of it seems to be taking inspiration from Sonic 3, but also a combination of Sonic 2, because when it came to Sonic 3 Sonic, he always looked mad. That's one thing I'll always say about it. Like, I don't know what it is, but the sprite with his eyes always made Sonic look pretty mad. Only when he was doing his, like, idle animations and that kind of stuff, he would look adorable and stuff. But, you know, I feel like when Sonic was running or standing still, he would always have this whole, like, mad expression on him, and it's kind of weird. I mean, I feel like it's the most radical change in terms of sprites for Sonic, actually, because, you know, when it comes to Sonic CD, Sonic 1 and 2, they stayed the same. You know, even Sonic Mania is kind of taking more of the Sonic 2 approach, just with like a lighter skin, just with like a lighter blue color. But, you know, Sonic 3 was pretty radical, I have to say about that. But I love that game. That's my favorite 2D Sonic game, so I'm not gonna badmouth anything about that game, because that game is literally perfection. But I really do like the sprite for Sonic, oh yeah, one thing that also reminds me of Sonic 2 is that he has this when he's actually running at full speed, he has like the beta Sonic 2 running cycle. Like it's I can't really describe it, but the beta Sonic 2 running cycle had more of like you could see more of the blue when he's running at full speed. I'll show you in a second when I actually get to like a part where I'm actually running, but hold on. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh god. I launched myself all the way out. Oh, okay. Here we go. Alright, so we're just gonna get up here. Oh, there we go. So hopefully I'm gonna get to a running section soon. Oh yeah, this thing. See, one thing I don't like about this platform, actually, this one thing I actually have to complain about, but it does not work as good as you think it is. I don't know. I remember the first time I was playing the stage that I was stuck on that for a while now. Oh, look at Sonic. He looks adorable. Okay, but I can never show off the running animation when I wanted to, but whatever. Yeah, see, now Sonic's like kind of like riding on the water slides, and I really do like that. It's a really nice approach to how Sonic can just kind of transition into this. You know, it's kind of an interesting way of just playing around with the whole water gimmick that they have going on, the whole waterfalls and all that kind of stuff. I really do like that. Alright, so what's this? Oh, just an extra life. Alright, so we're just going to go across there. And that's it for the stage. That was Act 2. One thing I could say is that I really do love the whole time transitioning throughout the stages, because the first one was in bright daylight, the next is like in a sunset, and actually the third one's gonna be at night. So yeah. Oh, whoa, I was going way too fast. Oh wait, this is a good way to show off the running animation. Hold on. See, just look at Sonic's feet. You can see more of like the blue actually running around in it too, like a circle. You know, that's one thing I actually do like about the running animation. So let's talk to Knuckles. Robotnik's up to no good, huh? I wish I were surprised about that. Won't he ever learn? Run off and beat him like you always do. Now, one thing I actually don't know about this game is that if there's going to be more playable characters than just Sonic, because I really do like, I'd really love to play as Tails and Knuckles and Amy if that was actually going to be the case, but I don't know anything about that. Alright, so Act 3, let's go! So, in terms of the soundtrack, what I have to say about it is that I don't know what it is, but the way of the instruments, okay, wait. One thing I have to say about this, but first, is that I love this song. This is probably my favorite song in the whole demo right here. And the thing is, it has a very weird inspiration from Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. I don't know if any of you guys know about Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, but it was an old PS2 platformer that recently got a PC port to Steam. And I used to love that game so much, and it had a really nice soundtrack. And it was like set in like the Australian outback. You were playing as like a Tasmanian tiger, and the whole soundtrack had this whole like guitar kind of centric soundtrack, and I really did love that about it. I don't know what it is, but this soundtrack really reminds me a lot of Thai, and even the settings a little bit too, because look at this stage. First off, there aren't that many stages in Sonic games that actually are in night, that aren't, you know, Sonic Unleashed, obviously, and, you know, games that actually are, and games that, you know, where you actually play Sonic in it. The thing is, like, there are only maybe a handful of stages that are at night, and besides, there's even less when you actually factor into account some stages that are only outside, you know, and this stage is basically just out there, you know, it's just outside. It's not like a city zone like Radical Highway or Speed Highway, that kind of stuff, so... Where in the world am I going? Oh, wait, never mind, I know where I'm going. Huh, there you go. We're gonna take the spring up here. And we're gonna go up there. Alright, we're gonna pass the checkpoint. Nice. So yeah, that's one thing I really do like about the soundtrack. It has a lot of the guitars and it really reminds me of Thai. I don't know why I'm speaking to Thai a lot, but the thing is just it just really reminds me of him. I'm not sure why though. Maybe the game took inspiration. I'm not sure because I don't know the person who's actually making the soundtrack, so he could buy a small amount. I'm not sure, though. I don't think that many people know about Thai, though, that really do that. So, that was the 3 acts. Now we're going to go into the credit zone because there's a little bit something at the end of the credit zone, I think. I don't remember exactly, but let's do this. So, yeah. Sonic Survival, guys. Sonic Project Survival. So, overall, one thing I have to say about it is that, you know, well, duh, the physics are intact. And, you know, that actually reminds me that it's kind of crazy that the Sonic fans themselves have been able to recreate the original classic Sonic physics. But Sega themselves have been struggling to do that. Like, think about it. Sonic Mania is, hold on. Sonic Mania itself is not being made by Sega. In fact, it's being made by the fans, by Christian Whitehead, who actually recreated the classic Sonic physics engine. And Sega has not been able to do it at all, considering their other efforts like Sonic Generations, Sonic 4 Episode 1, and Sonic 4 Episode 2. None of them have been successful in actually recreating the classic Sonic games. So yeah, that's something kind of crazy that the fans know more about Sonic than Sega does at this point. I'm not trying to diss Sega at all, because, you know, of course, they brought the Hedgehog to life, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, all the names and stuff like that, and oh, there's me! There's Blue Rush right there, even though I wasn't really that good of a beta tester. I remember actually in the Discord chat, they were saying something like, Blue, what do you want for your icon? I'm like, I don't know, guys, I'm just a Sonic YouTuber, and then someone typed in, like, I guess Sonic of a Pizza Hut hat it is, and Pizza Hut hat it is. I'm like, yes, that's so me! But yeah, overall, this is actually a really fun demo. I recommend you guys start playing it because it's not that long. Just not going to take up your entire day or anything like that. And overall, it's just a nice little distraction. And plus, I can't wait to see how this game is going to progress in terms of other stages, because so far, this is the only stage that I know. I don't know what other settings they're going to take. I don't know what other gimmicks they have planned for it. So, you know, there's obviously that. This project's obviously going to be updated over time, and so I can't wait to see more of that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And there you go. Sonic's gonna look up in the sky. And Sonic Project Survival. And there we go, guys. Sonic Project Survival. Anyway, that's been it for this part, guys. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. So, I'm probably going to do a little bit more of the Sage games because that's going on. And I always miss Sage. I never do any of the Sage games. I've never really been doing any fan games at all. But, you know, recently I've started to get more into that with Green Hill Paradise and all that kind of stuff. But any other suggestions that you guys have for me, I'm probably going to end up playing it. So, Anyway, I'm just gonna go for now. I'll see you guys next time.